7 secrets novelists can learn from actors. Welcome to the Fresh Thinking School of Writing. When it comes to novels, there are writers and readers. Here is a series of questions to prepare you for this masterclass. What do novelists do? What is the difference between novelists and actors? Are there lessons which novelists can learn from actors? Novelists write fiction books, creating characters and plots that may be imaginary or based on actual events. Novelists create characters on the page, relying only on words. The advantage which we readers are imagination, which can be very effective if activated correctly in the minds of readers. The purpose of this masterclass is to share with you the 7 secrets novelists can learn from actors. In summary, here are the 7 secrets. Secret number 1, personalizing. Secret number 2, action objectives. Secret number 3, subtext. Secret number 4, coloring passions. Secret number 5, inner rhythm. Secret number 6, restraint and control. And finally, secret number 7, emotion memory. Let us go into detail on each of these 7 secrets. The first secret novelists can learn from actors is personalizing. An actor has only one body to portray many characters. So how do they make each character unique? These come particularly challenging when 2 characters are similar in age, education, and breeding. Actors learn how to create a fresh, new individual each time by discovering the inner values or core truths that drive each character's actions and desires. Through personalizing, actors can create distinctive characters whose traits and mannerisms become a critical component of the plot. For example, a character should display only as many mannerisms as are necessary to convey what is essential about them without distracting from the story and the character's role within it. After the personalizing process, you are beginning to understand your characters well. Knowing your characters is essential, but it is not an end. Their inner values and resulting personality traits will play a big part in building your story. You can start doing that right away if you are more of a plotter. If you are more of a pantser, your understanding of your main characters will now guide you as you write to see how your character's unique inner values can create action and conflict within your novel. Turn now to secret number 2, action objectives. The second secret novelists can learn from actors is action objectives. The actor must understand what their character wants to accomplish from the scene to scene. These objectives motivate the character to say and do certain things. For example, when an actor understands the character's inner motivations, the actor's gestures and speech will sound natural and right. When actors fail to look deep into the character's motivations, when actors recite lines and move on stage as has been practiced, they sound and look fake. In the form of action verbs that will provide believable motivation for movements and emotions within each scene and throughout the novel. These specific objectives pave the way for conflict, ensuring that no scene will be merely a backstory or a shell scene that sets up what's to come. Actor's technique. Throughout studying a role, an actor must determine the character's objective, the thing an actor strives for throughout the play and in each scene. The objective must be stated in terms of a specific action, a verb, rather than a general state of being or a noun. This action objective will guide the actor in creating appropriate movements needed to carry out that objective. Novelist adaptation. Before writing a scene, an author determines each character's action objective. In other words, what do the characters want to accomplish in the scene? These objectives should be specific to the situation and unique to the characters. Often, two characters' objectives will be at odds with each other. These objectives will provide clear motivation for the characters, giving rise to believable dialogue, action, and conflict. The third secret novelists can learn from actors is subtext. Actors' technique. Without an inner reason for existence, lines in a play will be simple words recited by rote, lacking believable emotion. When an actor looks beneath the lines to fully understand a character's desires and fears, the subtext of what is spoken, the words bring to life. As an actor interprets the subtext through gestures and facial expression, the lines become layered with meaning, often for deeper than what is spoken. The actor expresses a character's strengths, weaknesses, and passions. Actors bear a human soul on stage. Novelist adaptation. In realistic dialogue, characters will not always say what they mean. Communication often goes far deeper than words, flowing from the underlying meaning or subtext. The key is to know when subtext dialogue is appropriate and how to convey the underlying meaning to readers. In a play, the vocal lines often have little to do with what is being communicated. Instead, the meaning lies beneath the words. It is subtext. We often use subtexting in our day-to-day conversations without even thinking about it. It is so natural to us in real life that subconsciously we expect it in a novel. The dialogue will sound clunky when an author writes dialogue that fails to use subtexting as it will typically be used, not true to life. The fourth secret novelists can learn from actors is coloring passions. In Secret 4, we explored the widely different colors or feelings contained in any one human passion and how they apply to characters. Actors' technique. To portray human passions to their fullest, an actor must focus not only on the overall passion itself, but on all the individual colors that make up its palette. For example, love under varied circumstances can encompass such feelings as embarrassment, shame, jealousy, anger, and fear. The more sweeping the passion, the more varied and contradictory these feelings will be. Novelist's adaptation. Just as in acting, three-dimensional characters in novels require three-dimensional emotions, for in real life, no person is entirely one thing. When you focus not on general passion of your character, but its parts, its opposite, and its growth, character will deepen in richness and represent human nature to its fullest. A human passion or emotion is not all one thing. Take, for example, the passion for love. Do you think love is always hearts, and flowers? No one who has ever been in love believes that. Actors allow their audiences to glimpse moments of many different emotions: jealousy, anger, disappointment, which blend to portray love. The technique of coloring passions helps you create the three-dimensional characters all novelists and readers want. Moving on from the vast expanse of coloring passions, we turn now to the actor's secret that will help you breathe life and believability into individual scenes. Then we will learn how the various unique dynamics of your character, desire, inner values, mannerisms, and passions flow together to create the character's actions in times of conflict. Once again, to discover extreme action, we look inside to secret number 5, inner rhythm. The fifth secret novelists can learn from actors is secret number 5, which is inner rhythm. When everything else is said and done, when characters are well rounded and their motivation consistent, when the setting is effectively described, look to inner rhythm to polish the scene. The actor's technique. Beneath an actor's outward movements lies the inner movement of emotion. This inner rhythm, when used correctly, beats through the actor's very pores and out to the audience. It may be far different from the external action, even if it is the opposite. For example, through inner rhythm, a seasoned actor can stand unmoving and silent on stage, yet exude a wrenching internal struggle that makes him appear anything but still without saying a word. He is acting. Novelist adaptation. Inner rhythm betrays a character's emotions even when she tries to suppress or hide them. Without a sense of a character's unique inner rhythm, the novelist relies on external action to depict feelings in a general way. Gestures and conversations can seem stereotyped, one-dimensional, or even false. For example, when an author begins with the inner rhythm and works towards the external, each action, facial expression, and spoken word illuminates the struggle within. Readers feel the emotion. To portray a character through believable action, an actor must listen to their inner rhythm of emotions. Otherwise, their movements will seem false, merely acted instead of a natural result of what is happening inside the character. For example, inner rhythm may have little to do with the character's surroundings. Externally, the scene may seem quiet while a character's anger, fear, or uncertainty rages inside. Using two different techniques, we'll discuss how you can hear the inner rhythm of your characters, giving rise to individual actions and responses. Finally, through the secret of inner rhythm, you will learn how to create the action that arises naturally from motivation. Moving on. Novel techniques in this masterclass can help discover new truths about your character. For example, we have come from personalizing the inner rhythm. You are poised to write about your character in ways you never had. Now, how to best present all that knowledge, all those truths about your character on paper? Well, finally, we turn to specific writing techniques to help you write a scene in the most compelling way possible. The sixth secret novelists can learn from actors is restraint and control. Actors' technique. As a painter needs a clean white canvas upon which to create a picture, an actor needs a body that is cleared with movements that are true to the character. Superfluous movements cause two problems. They divert energy away from the appropriate gestures and weaken characterization by blurring the overall performance. To avoid such movements, an actor must practice restraint and control. Novelist adaptation. An actor creates a character through a choice of movements. A novelist creates a character through words. If a scene is weak or moves too slowly, it may result from excessive or poorly chosen words, words that blur the scene's focus and slow the pace. Through restraint and control, a novelist learns how to use the best words to flesh out characters, create an aura, and move the scene forward. How an actor must fight the clutter of their mannerisms. Well, no superfluous movement is the goal. To achieve this, actors must practice restraint and control their actions. Only then do actors free to move solely in ways appropriate to their character. For novelists, restraints and control apply to the words they use. Once actors determine who their characters are, what their characters are feeling, and how they will act out those emotions in a scene, it comes down to the actual writing. Writers may have it all figured out in their heads, but if their sentences are poorly written, the reader won't feel their characters' emotions. Exploration points and some questions for you to answer. Well, note the varying rhythms, the rhythm of action. How do you know there? Study when complete sentences are used and when only phrases are used. How does each of these help convey the inner rhythm? Well, towards the end of your scene, how does the change of sentence rhythm here depict that chaos? How does the last word depict their painting, their feeling, their fainting? Well, rewrite one or two of your scenes using comprehension. See how many vivid verbs and nouns you can find to improve the scene while using fewer words. Overall, moving on, all techniques depend upon one critical requirement: your ability to connect with your character's emotions. But what if your character must endure or do something you have never personally experienced? How do you find the inner rhythm? the action objectives and the passions of their character. To discover how you can create any character, no matter how different they are from you, we look to our final secret, which is emotion memory. The seventh secret novelists can learn from actors is emotion memory. Emotion memories actors technique in bringing forth a character's emotions, a method that the actor relies on their emotional memory to recreate within themselves all the sensations and feelings appropriate to their role at the moment. Emotion memory is rooted in the character's past experiences. It can be evoked through a smell, a picture, or a thought. Other times, it is more slowly and purposefully recaptured through retelling specific patience. Novelist adaptation. The author may carry within themselves the seed for every emotion and desire they may create within a character, no matter how foreign that desire may seem to them on the surface. For example, when an author learns how to tap into their emotion memory, they will release themselves from everything. I can't write that fear. A trained actor can portray any character, no matter how different they are from themselves, by reliving their past experiences and building upon those emotions. This is called emotion memory. When you use your emotion memory, you can write about any character facing any circumstance, for there is no emotion or motivation known to people you can't find within yourself. Finally, there is the promise for their secret. It takes you to read a scene within a book in 5 to 10 minutes using your emotion memory. Moving on through emotion. Memory is the final adaptation of method acting techniques. As you have seen, this process is not linear at all. Instead, it's circular. One technique cycling us back to all the others. For example, a specific emotional memory may cause you to rethink a character's action objectives in a scene. Those action objectives may clarify a trait or mannerism from your personalizing process, or drive your character into subtexting their conversation. This conversation may lead to new colors of a character's passions, which drive their inner rhythm in a particular scene. The desire to portray that scene to its fullest can lead novelists to write with sentence rhythm and compression, to delve as deeply into their emotion memory for even more insightful into characters' action objectives. And on it goes. The novelist's challenge of getting into character is indeed never ending. The ultimate characterization is an art that requires lifetime pursuit, a pursuit that rests upon fervent, continual studying and recording of the human condition. When novelists blend new observations with these techniques, borrowed from our acting cousins, we will continue to see new, vibrant breathe into our characters. Even more important, we'll learn about ourselves, which leads to greater understanding of characters. And the cycle goes on. In conclusion, there are 7 secrets novelists can learn from actors. Number 1, we said is personalizing. Secret number 2, action objectives. Secret number 3, subtext. Secret number 4, coloring passion. Secret number 5, inner rhythm. Secret number 6, restraint and control. And secret number 7, emotion memory. Thank you. Yours, Dr. Masasikani Mishak Kosa, the thinking futurist. Thank you.